Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome along to Business Owners Smashing It Online. It must be Tuesday because this seems to happen every Tuesday. I seem to be in my studio and ready for a session of incredible learning and sort of getting some business tips with some awesome people here. So for those that don't know me, my name is Nick Cree. I'm your host for this evening. In fact, I'm your host every evening on Tuesdays. And in the wings, we have Ben Jones. I'll introduce you very shortly. Give us a wave, Ben, just to let us know sort of where you are. And he has got some incredible tips tonight to share. Well, not just tips, but information on how to use YouTube ads as a channel for marketing and advertising. So I've seen some of the stuff. It is pretty awesome. And tonight will be a download that you probably haven't seen before. So great to have him here. He's all the way over from Perth in Western Australia. That's the great thing about being online. You can be anywhere and come and join the show. So before we do kick off, let's find out who is in the room and why you're here as well. So tell us your name, your business name, and what is it that brings you here tonight? Name, business, and why are you here? So this is totally optional. So for all of those extroverts, I know you want to jump in. For all of those introverts, then this is also a safe space for you as well too. So who's going to kick us off tonight? Hey, Paul, how are you going? Got the pizza.
Mate, if you guys would keep up, then you'd have been here for the pizza. But now it's 7 o'clock up down here in New South Wales, and the pizza's been gone for over an hour.
Oh,
you
daylight saving,
missed out big time. The only way you're going to get that pizza is get on your tricycle and pedal down here, mate.
That'll happen, or probably never.
So for those of you that don't like pizza, my name's Paul Sheaf from Paul's Productions, and I am the guru at producing engaging video, in particular for businesses' website and socials, with my signature combination of the right types of video to be located on the right pages on a website or in the right places in your social media, and working with the other organizations that are the pillars of a good working website. We make the website become more engaging and attract Uncle Google and real people, because who doesn't like video? Who doesn't like video, Ben? Tell me.
Not many. I think they'd rather a video than read a blog post. And 9 times
absolutely.
Out of 10, so.
And I know you'd have to agree with that tonight, wouldn't you?
I guess so.
Yeah, there you go. All righty, that's me, and I'm running back here in Fiji. I wish.
Very nice. Well, in fact, some of our crew, some of our folk are over in Thailand at the moment, and I've had a few messages saying that they are experiencing extreme weather. So they have no internet, they've got flooding, and I think one of them, some of you will know Peter Beckenham there, and he's sandbagging at the moment because there is inundation into the village. So thoughts with them as they deal with all that. And then we've got another cohort of our regulars who are over in the same place, actually, in Thailand, and they're at anyone knows David Kavanagh, his internet event, so they're attending that as well, which looks pretty awesome as well. So there we go. All right, who we got? Janine, how are you?
Hey, hi Nick. I managed to get here. I've got my frittata though. I'm ready to turn my camera off and eat my dinner.
Oh, that'll keep me hungry.
My name's Janine Voss, and my business is all about helping people amplify their own personal brand authority by getting their pitch right, by getting their story right, and having the confidence to stand up and tell people about it. And the reason I'm here, I've got a lot of videos and a YouTube channel, and I'm just sort of looking to how we can promote it more. So I'm interested to hear what Ben has to say.
Excellent. Well, I think you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be very happy with what Ben's got tonight. So excellent. I'm glad you can make it.
Thanks. Now the camera's going off.
Okay. All right. Who else have we got here? Oh, just looking around the room. Just put up your hand or just butt on in. Hey, Margarita, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm excellent.
So my name is Margarita. I have a business called Pitbull Mindset. So I'm a mindset and business coach, and I help people to clear their limiting beliefs, blocks, stories, fears, and doubts that are stopping them from being the best they can possibly be, so they can be unstoppable at achieving whatever it is that they desire. And I love video. I'm constantly creating more content on video. However, I've kind of been dabbling in YouTube ads, but I really don't know what I'm doing. So I'm really looking forward tonight to get some tips on how to use YouTube to really expand my audience and my reach and get more people into my community. So yeah.
Excellent. Oh, well, good to see you.
Bring it on.
Been ages.
It has been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Any lucky last? Azim, how are you?
Come on, Red.
I am well, thanks, Nick. It's Azim Sahu Khan here from Business Performance Tuning, and I'm a business success guide. And most businesses I come across are usually half the size they could be, and the owners working twice as much as they should be. So that's a totally unacceptable situation. And so in essence, I try to help, I do help free business owners. We get lots of information about how to get into business, how to double your business, how to triple your business, but nobody ever takes the time to explain to you how to get out of your business. When you really think about it, what you've got entrepreneurs like everybody on this call at the moment. We'll work 100 hours a week. We'll put relationships on the line, finances on the line, friends and families to the side, just to avoid working 40 hours for someone else. So there's something crazy about all of us. And the reason I'm here tonight is particularly I'm going to look into using the YouTube medium around ads to bring people into a new offering that I'll have in the next few months. Bit of a secret, but all will soon be revealed. So no pressure, Ben. No pressure whatsoever. And I'm sure you're good under pressure, particularly 14.7 pounds per square inch at sea level. But anyway, that's me.
Excellent. Glad you could join us. It's obviously well past your bedtime there in Sydney because daylight savings kicked in. So great to see you here along. All right. And also welcome to all of those out there on Facebook, viewing it on the Facebook live feed. Pop in the comments there, just sort of a hi, hello. Let us know that you're here as well watching. And for those that are on the YouTube replay, hello to you. Also pop a comment down below just to let us know that you've been here. You can always do the hashtag, which is hashtag replay, and that just lets us know that you've watched the replay. All right, so those that have arrived, my name is Nick Cree. Who did?
Red had a hand up.
A bird.
Red.
Oh, Mrs. Red.
Red.
Okay. I can see she's doing some art there.
I am. I'm always doing some. No, I did, but that's okay. Yeah. So nice to see Janine back. Haven't seen her for ages. And for those that haven't met me before, I am an art teacher and have an online business. I use YouTube a lot. It's one of my main, I want to say a search engine because it kind of is. But I have never advertised on it. Didn't even sort of like consider doing that. So interested to find out about that and maybe even ask a couple of other questions in regards to YouTube as well. Big on the video side.
Excellent. Anyone hasn't seen Jane's video, she is an incredibly fast artist. She uses slow-mo cameras to speed things up. So pretty fascinating sort of stuff watching her drawing her
it would be boring if it was in real time.
Yes. Sometimes she films the ceiling as well.
Yes, that was last week for half an hour.
Yes. All right, well, welcome along, and this is Business Owners Smashing Online. My name is Nick Cree, and let's kick off our session. All right, we do have an agenda for tonight as well too. My goodness, how many screens do we have open here? Everything but the one I want to show you. Okay, let's go with this one here. All right, and we do have an agenda tonight, which is we have some cool online tools to share with you tonight. So yeah, I've got some interesting ones tonight. Well, I think they're interesting anyway. So let me know what you think at the end of it all. Then we have Ben Jones coming on to talk about YouTube, and more specifically, YouTube ads, how to do it, what to do, and how to be successful at it. And success is measured in generating leads and sales through it. So he's a master at this, and he's going to be downloading or downloading this brain, I think, here today, and giving us heaps of information on how to do it. There is a prize draw, or there are. It may not be a prize, but there is something for everybody. Actually, there is a prize at the end of tonight too. And there's also something for everybody. You need to be here at the end in order to get it. These are some really incredible takeaways that Ben is giving us to help you to get into creating some of your first ads, or it may be to enhance what you're currently doing before you end off tonight in about 90 minutes. All right, love you to check in on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever, Instagram, whatever's the social media platform of your choice. I just happen to have Facebook up here on the screen because that's the one that I tend to use the most. So all of the platforms are reasonably similar. And there's a couple of reasons why we do this. One is obviously to spread the word a little bit wider. There are some people, would you believe, that have registered tonight that have not showed up, apart from those in Thailand that are sandbagging. But just you posting on your social media channels sometimes just reminds them that they've registered, and they see it pop up, and they come and join us. It also helps spread the word a little bit wider as well to people that have never heard of this, and it would be great for them in business. But the more important thing is it helps you to build your own digital footprint or your own digital profile, so that when people are checking you out, sometimes the things they look at are the professional and personal development things that you attend, and sometimes just seeing some of those events that you attend is enough for them to take them over the line to do business with you, as opposed to, or make an inquiry with you, as opposed to one of your competitors. So the way to do it, and all the platforms have their vagaries about how you do it, but it's all sort of reasonably similar. So on Facebook, you just tap on what's on your mind. You will have a menu fly up from the bottom. One of the items is check in. If you tap on check in, it will bring up a range of places all around beside you. So you may or may not see business owners smashing it online. If you don't see it, then if you go into the search bar at the top, you can search for business owners smashing it online. It will come up, tap on it, and it will bring you to create a post. And feel free to tag me in, tag Ben in. If there is someone that you think would benefit from this, tag them in and invite them along. It's not too late for them to come along tonight. And if you know someone else that you think may have registered as well, feel free to tag them in to let them know that we are now live and it's all happening. All right, well, let's have a look and see what we've got for our cool online tools for tonight. Anyone use Meetup here? If you don't, this is going to be a waste of time, but I know some people do. All right, so Meetup is, in fact, this is where this event is promoted. We've actually got about 9 Meetup groups. And so that's one of the channels we use for marketing this event and other events. And the great thing about Meetup is that they do some of the marketing for you. So as people join the Meetup channel, Meetup will then, they'll put down their interests, what they're interested in, and then Meetup will then suggest events for them that are in line with what their interests are. And so if you set up your categories correctly in Meetup, then you'll find yourself being put in front of a whole lot of people. Great thing about Meetup too is that when you send an email in the Meetup app, everybody gets that email. So unlike some of the social media platforms, if you put a post up, only 3% of people get to see it. On Meetup, 100% of the people get to see it. Eventbrite's also similar for events there. If you email out through Eventbrite, which is one of the other channels we use, then everybody gets an email there as well too. So very good for their communication. But from an organizer's perspective, Meetup just today, yesterday, or certainly this week, have just released an app called Meetup for Organisers. And what that allows you to do is to use your mobile device to do pretty much what you can do on the desktop app. So you can create events, you can edit events, you can reschedule events, you can communicate, send those emails out to your participants or those that are members of your meetup. You can respond to messages that people send on Meetup as well. But the other thing that they've introduced with this app, if you are running, I was going to say physical events, but you can also use it for online events as well, is a check-in feature. So the check-in feature allows you to, as people arrive in the room, it just allows you to check off that they were present in the room here. So particularly good if you have paid events or certainly paid physical events, and you're wanting to check that people are registered, paid, coming along. It is all there on the Meetup app. And then, of course, anyone that isn't paid and registered, then you can register them and they can pay on the spot as well too. So that's a brand new enhancement. It's not a new app, it's an old app with some new features. And I think part of our online world as it is today, they are adapting some of their features to meet the hybrid type of events that people are running now. So that is the new Meetup for Organisers app. If you go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store or the Microsoft mobile store, then you can download this app on your mobile devices and just log in, and then you've got access to all of your events. So that there is meetup.com/LP/meetup-organisers-app. If that's too much of a mouthful for you, don't worry about it. We're going to drop that link into chat, and you can save the chat at the end. So chat, if you're not sure where chat is, if you have a look at the bottom of your Zoom bar, you'll see an icon that looks like a speech bubble, and under that is written the word chat. That is the chat icon. Click on it, it'll open up chat for you. And towards the end of the evening, you can click those three little dots at the bottom right-hand side, and you can save the chat. Now, when you do click on save the chat, it'll also give you the location or a link to the location. If you click on that immediately, it'll open it up on your computer so that you don't have to go and search for it. So if you do save it now, and you can, the next time you save it, it will just progressively save the chat to that same file. So you can save it as many times as you like. It's still saving to that one file, and all of the links will be clickable, so you can click on them later on in the evening, or maybe tomorrow. All right, second app that I've got. Well, actually, this one's not an app. Someone was asking me, well, in fact, I did a presentation to a group of teachers and in a teachers union, and they were looking for alternatives for replacing their income. And a lot of them were looking for businesses that didn't require a lot of tech skill, and that they could get up and running reasonably quickly. So this is one of the ones that we looked at, and it's one called Zen Arbitrage.co. So this one's actually a program. It's not an app, it's a program, but it works on the Amazon app. And how it works is that there are a ton of books available on Amazon. In fact, thousands, if not millions of books available on Amazon at all sorts of different prices. The people that set the prices of the books and things that are on Amazon are the people that list them. So Amazon isn't setting them, it's the people that list them. Amazon's got a service called Fulfilled by Amazon, which means they will store the books, the products, and they will ship it. So if you are an Amazon seller, you don't even have to bother about holding stock and shipping it when people order it. Amazon will handle the entire process for you. There is a price for it. I think Amazon takes around about 30% of it. You get to keep 30%, and there's some marketing or fees in there which account for the other 30%. So but apart from that, all you need with this is an Amazon account. And what this little piece of software does is it goes and finds undervalued books on Amazon, and it allows you to go and resell those books at market price. There's lots of books that are there under market price. And so what it does is it uses that Amazon fulfillment service. You can list the book on your profile at a higher price than you'd buy it for. And when someone buys it from you, it automatically buys the book for you on your behalf. And then Amazon will then fulfill it and ship it. So that there is an interesting little business in a box as well too. Now I did see this happening, would have been on the weekend. There was a very rare book that was selling for, I think it was around about $200. So it's $200 for this book. I think it was out of print. And I thought, wow, that's an incredible price. The reason why I was looking at it was because a friend of mine bought that exact same book in a secondhand bookshop in down in northern New South Wales for $15. And so she could then go and list that for $200 on Amazon. So that there is an example of arbitrage of, this is like real world and online world where that arbitrage meets. So so there are apparently lots and lots of opportunities to do that on Amazon. So I only throw that in there as an idea that we'd put through to some people that were looking for an additional way of making income. And it was this little piece of software called Zen Arbitrage. It is not free, but interesting, it's not expensive as well too. So if we have a look at the price, what was it? There. Probably can't find it now. No, can't find it. But yeah, it's not expensive, and you can actually try it out for free just to see how it all works. So there you go. There's an idea for you. It is zenarbitrage.co. All right, next one I have for you is those of you that are wanting to create polls, surveys, questionnaires, those sort of things, and want some of the more advanced functionality. There is a site called CrowdSignal.com. Now, the people that have made this particular app are the same people that make WordPress, the WordPress website software. So, and so for that reason, it integrates very well with WordPress if you happen to have that platform, but it also integrates with other platforms like Shopify and I think Squarespace, Wix, some of those other platforms as well too. And it's a standalone application as well. But what it allows you to do is a very simple, easy way to create polls and surveys. You can add things like videos, images to it as well to sharpen it up. And you can give people multi-choice questions or single choice questions. It's a very simple drag and drop framework to create. So a good way to find out what your audience really wants or what they like. You can use it for questionnaires at the end of events. You can probably even use it for examinations or tests of things if you're running a course or a program at the end of it as well too. But yeah, super easy to use, and as it does integrate with lots of the software out there, and it's used by a number of sort of larger companies as well. But as I say, it is made by the same people that make WordPress, and it is very easy to use. So that there is CrowdSignal.com. All right, anyone heard of the Optus hack that has happened recently, where people's details were released? I think there was a chunk of details released on things like driver's licenses, passports, all that sort of stuff on the dark web. So Optus, which is a phone company, had a hack which and the hacker managed to get hold of all sorts of data there. So that led me to this particular place here for creating passwords. So anyone here have the password 123 password? If you do, that's one of the more common passwords that's available out there, and some of the first ones that people go to. There's also that other one, 123 ABC or ABC 123. Yes, people use that as a password, and as probably the most difficult password ever to crack is that password, which is simply password. And yes, people use that as well too. So if you are wanting to invite people into your computer to have a good look around, you've got nothing to hide and you're not too concerned about security, they are excellent passwords to use. However, if you want to keep your information secure and you don't want people to have access to it, then one of the other things not to do is to use the same password that you use for internet banking for your email service or any other apps and tools. Anyone do that? I won't ask you to raise your hand because I know we've all done that. But the reason why we do that obviously is that it is easy to remember. So right now, I remember very few of my passwords because they are very complex and are complicated as well. But it's the hardest thing to think of. So this is a great way of coming up with some pretty much uncrackable passwords that are incredibly secure. And so it's not just good enough to replace things like O's with the number 0 and the letter L with a 1, because computers can actually detect that. So bot programs can actually go through and they use that as well. So, but some of the safest passwords are ones that are just a string of words. And so a string of words with spaces in it as well. So this one here is an interesting site. I've been reading a book called The Dice Man, courtesy and thank you to Jeff Veal, who was sometimes on here. Very interesting book. And I suspect this is probably been the inspiration for this password site. But the way that it works is you do need some dice. You can either use 1 or you can use 5 dice. So let's say you want a 6-word password. So, 6 words in your password, which is very secure. Then you can choose sort of random words and put them together. So don't create a phrase like my dog is cute. I know Jane would never use that because her dog is always up to mischief. But a phrase like that is no good. Don't use your birth date, don't use your kids' names, don't even use your mother-in-law's maiden name. All of those things there are not good. But a good way to do it is there is this place called theworld.com /squiggly Reinhold /diceware.html. Luckily, that is going to be in chat, which it is now. So you'd have to remember that. But they have a list of 7,000 and something words. And if you have a look at in what's on the screen at the moment, where it says 16655 clause, you may not be able to see that clearly, it might be too small, but there's a range of words there. So what you simply do is you roll the dice. So you've got 1 dice, you roll it 5 times and you record all of the numbers. And then you go to those numbers on what they call the Diceware list, which I'll open that up for you. And you can see it starts from 11111 all the way through to 99999. Sorry, all the way through to 66666, because there's not 9 on a dice, there's only 6. And they have a word beside each of those. And then all you do is you roll the dice 5 times for your first word. You find the number that you've recorded of that word. And then you roll it again for the next word, and then you find that word, and that becomes the second word in your password. And you repeat that through, say, 6 times, and that gives you a 6-word passphrase. And you have a space between each word as well too, because a space is considered a character. So that's probably the longer way to do it. If you've got 5 dice, roll the 5 dice and then record the numbers moving from left to right. And that is the number of your first word. Roll the dice again. That's the number for your second word as well. So there you go. I thought that was an inventive way of generating a password that was incredibly secure. Of course, you are probably not going to remember these passwords. So let me give you another app here that will help you to not remember them, but it will save your passwords for you securely, and then you don't remember. And that is called LastPass.com. Now, that was not on our list, so I'll give JM a chance to catch up with all that. He's the one popping in all of the information into chat. But what LastPass does is it allows you to save the passwords that you've generated. Does it automatically when you log into a site. It'll automatically prompt you if you want to save the username and password into the app. You have a master password for LastPass, which should not be the same as any other password inside LastPass. And the master password should not be easy to guess as well. Ideally, it should be a string of 5 to 6 words that you can remember, or you've written down on a piece of paper somewhere. Again, don't write it down so electronically where someone could go and find it in your accounts. But that is the one password you need to remember, is to LastPass. And then once you're in there, all of your passwords are in there. And when you go to various websites, then it will automatically autofill those passwords into your into the login area. Yes, there are some other ones as well. Thank you, Michael. Bitwarden.com is another one. 1Password is also another one as well. LastPass just happens to be the one that I use because it makes it, and it's one that all of my team use. So that's a way of sharing our login credentials without necessarily sharing the passwords. And one of the real benefits of that is when you do change your password, you don't have to remember, who do I need to tell that has got access to this, what the new password is. They automatically, they can log in with the new password on something like LastPass. So there you go. That's an innovative way of generating new passphrases or passwords, is using the site theworld.com/squiggly/reinhold/diceware.html. Very manual, old school way, but I thought that was pretty cool as well. All right, very last one I've got for you is WizPay, which is an app there, which is a payment gateway, which allows you to collect payments in installments. And so WizPay will just handle the whole lot. It's a bit like anyone that is familiar with Afterpay, which has been bought by Square. So Square app, which is a payment gateway. Afterpay is something like that there, where you can, well, customers can spread their payments out over a 3, 4, or 5 payments, whatever the payments are. But WizPay is a competitor to that, and it allows people to spread payments out. And but they do say that they have cheaper fees than all the rest. So these days people are competing on price for these things in the banking industry, but they also have, they're obviously trying to get their customer base up as well too, because people can also win that have purchased. There are prizes and awards to win as well too. So I'm sure that'll go for just a short time as they are growing, but it is a newer player on the block. Competitor to Afterpay, and it is called WizPay. Very easy to integrate into your website as a payment system, and it's something you can offer alongside the likes of Stripe, Square app, PayPal, and some of those other gateways. So there you go. There is a lineup of our cool online tools and apps for today.